Zip here with a review of the Aurora. So the Aurora is a Tier 3 premium Russian cruiser that was given as a gift to those who pre-registered for World of Warships Blitz and who were playing before the global release. So you will unlikely be able to purchase this ship. This is why it's taken me so long to do the review. There's not really been any rush to it. Let's get right into it here. This ship is fun. I like this ship. And a big part of why it's fun are the guns. The guns are accurate. They have good range for Tier 3. In fact, the accuracy at that range is just great. I like the ship a lot. She's got enough coverage with her guns, both in terms of the number of guns and the angles. The firing arcs are great on the guns, so this way they stay trained on target for a long period of time. And the ship is slow, but she can swing around pretty good, which means that with these wide firing arcs, you can keep guns on target quite a bit while maneuvering, and that means you can ripple fire like crazy with this thing. The 152mm guns for Tier 3 are fantastic. A lot of other ships will have less than that. Again, the range on them, 9.5 kilometers. These are great aspects of the ship. She does not have secondary batteries, does not have torpedoes, just all about the guns. In the advertising, WG promoted the fire chances. It's only 3%, not that high on this ship. So don't count on starting a lot of fires. She does start fires if you're using high explosives. The default is around 8-second reload. You can knock that down with equipment and the camo as well. It's not the camo, but the elite bonus, I believe, if I remember correctly, down to 7-point-something seconds. So 7 point less than 5. 7.3-ish. I can't remember really. I tried that configuration, but I went back to the other equipment configuration with the faster traverse on the guns. Because of the big firing arcs, I find that's more handy when maneuvering than having a bit faster reload. So again, unfortunately this ship is not for sale. If she ever does go for sale, I find her fun to play. There are other ships at Tier 3 that are better, like Campbelltown, of course. But I'd say she's after Campbelltown, she's my favorite Tier 3 premium. So I do like the ship quite a bit. I like playing it. She does well. And I can rack up some pretty good damage with her. So again, yeah, that's right. So 7.6 seconds is the best on the reload because the elite bonus is damage reduction or ship hit points. I went with a damage reduction. The firing range and dispersion are both boosted by the historical camo, which the ship came with, as well as torpedo damage reduction. So those are very functional things, aspects of the ship. For equipment, I went with the speed boost, traverse, as I mentioned already, and gun traverse, I should say, I mentioned already. You could go with the reload boost. I think because of the firing arcs, I'd rather have the guns on target than reloaded but not on target if I'm maneuvering hard, so I went with that way. The speed is important. The ship is very, very slow. The speed boost does help out quite a bit, along with the supplies. Make sure you've got the speed boost going. I've also got the hit points and, of course, the reload times on the gun. So those are all key components to the ship, and definitely help squeeze out all the enjoyment you're going to get out of the ship, which is significant. Even in battles where she's low tier against Tier 4s, she holds her own. So this ship is capable. She's fun. It's kind of a moot point if she never goes up for sale. But for those of you who have the ship and she's just been sitting in your harbor collecting dust her off, take her out for a spin. She's a lot of fun. I do hop in my Tier 3 ships when I've only got a short period of time to play, and I'm looking for a relaxed game where I'm not going to be, I don't have to have razor sharp attention to what's going on around me. I'll still pay attention, of course, but it's not like a ranked battle at a high tier battle against good opponents. It's more of a relaxed play. You can do well without having to sweat about what's going on the map a little bit. I still recommend paying attention, of course, but she's in her tier. If you know what you're doing, this ship is very powerful. She can take on all comers, including battleships. Although I do switch to high explosive when dealing with battleships. You can see these lovely arcs while ripple firing. You'll see it going again. Boom, 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 boom. And the arcs just arcing in. Damage, 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 damage. So she's very good at distracting opponents as well. If you're trying to draw attention away from your destroyers that are going in for a shot, that ripple firing will make an opponent stand up and notice you and try to deal with you, because they don't like that constant boom, 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 boom of damage being done. So she's good at harassing. She's good at working the front line, although a little bit of caution with destroyers. But she can take down a destroyer pretty quick if you've got good aim. Again, with destroyers incoming, I tend to want to salvo a little bit more than the ripple fire. Although ripple fire works as well, it's very unnerving when it's happening to you. I've had it done to me, and versus having salvos where you get a little bit of a breather between them and you can kind of plan ahead and maneuver. Ripple fire, because of the way it walks into target, a maneuvering target's less likely to be able to avoid the shots. So you can keep, almost like a tracer fire, you can just keep those rounds hitting the target even if they start maneuvering, because you see where the last one hit. Now, of course, with faster targets like destroyers, it's a little bit harder to do, but for battleships and cruisers, it's very simple to do that, and to keep almost a near constant barrage of fire being done to the opponent. You can see here, I'm switching over to try to quickly dispatch this South Carolina before she wipes me out. But that's the other thing with this ship, is that she's got great armor. Well, maybe not great armor, but not battleship armor, but certainly as far as cruisers go, she is armored pretty well. And if your bow is pointing towards incoming fire, you will deflect a lot of it. So a surprising amount of it. I was shocked at how adept the Aurora is at shrugging off some damage. So but at the end of the day, this ship is all about the guns. If at some point she goes up for sale and you happen to be seeing the ship and going, oh, wait a minute, it wasn't that a gift? And besides the anger that it will generate, because I'm sure a lot of people won't want to see it go for sale. Personally, I think everybody should get a crack at every ship. We got it for free as part of being the pre-test, pre-global release, pre-registration group, whatever you want to call it. That's the bonus. Not having exclusivity on the ship, in my opinion. But I'm probably in the minority on that opinion. I just think that if somebody's collecting, they should not automatically be frozen out of the chance to have a complete collection just because they weren't aware of the game back when it was first introduced. So with respect to that, I think it should go up for sale at some point in the future, possibly the distant future. And if it does, and you've seen this video or you're watching it to debate whether or not you're going to get it, I do recommend the ship. If for some reason she wound up deleted from my account, tomorrow, and she went up for sale, I would repurchase the ship in a heartbeat. So if my my account got deleted, but then created a new account, and they say, hey, you want to buy an Aurora? I would say, yes, please. I would buy that ship again. And how much would I pay for this ship? That's a different question. She's a lot of fun. I carry a lot in her. $15, $20 Canadian. That's probably about what I would pay. Shave $5 off of that for the US price. Yeah, that's about what she's worth. And she's a lot of fun. She's I really, really like the guns on the ship. And this is a shorter review. There's only a couple battles. I'm going to leave you now because I've said everything there is to say about the ship. She's slow, good guns, decent armor. Anti-aircraft is there. It hasn't come up much where it's a big issue. You're not going to shoot down any aircraft. You might damage some aircraft. Maybe if an aircraft's already damaged by somebody else, you might be able to take it down, but don't count on the anti-aircraft doing much of anything. But high explosives, use it. It'll damage battleships slowly over time. You will light fires occasionally. Sometimes the random number generator gods will work in your favor, and every shot or every other shot will start a fire, but with 3% fire chance, that's going to be very rare. Very, very rare. Definitely AP on destroyers and cruisers just wrecks them. And the accuracy at range, the arc is sufficient for smaller islands to shoot over them, but don't try that with bigger islands. Anyway, I'm going to leave you here. Enjoy the rest of this battle. For those of you who'd like to buy the ship, I hope at some point she comes up for sale. I'd be surprised, actually, quite frankly. I don't think that she'll go up for sale again, but which is unfortunate. I think that collectors, as I said before, should have a crack at her, but maybe they'll do it for Black Friday or a special collector's bundle. But in any event, she's worth getting as long as the price is reasonably in line with the fact that it's a Tier 3 premium ship. But if she does come up for sale, pick her up. For those of you who have her and aren't using this ship, you're missing out. Take her for a spin. She's a lot of fun. It's we play games for fun. Some people get super competitive and, oh, that ship sucks. Blah, blah, blah. If a ship is fun, it's worth playing. Whatever tier it's in, whether you can carry in it or not. Maybe you lose all the time in the ship, but you enjoy the playstyle so much that you just want to keep playing. This is one of those ships that she wins well, she can carry, and the playstyle is fun. So do dust her off and play her if you have her. And if you don't have her and you'd like to have this ship and she comes up for sale, pick her up. Full recommendation. Cheers.
The situation is under control. Nice shot! Good job! Team captured the area. team captured the area.